Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare, sometimes self-care, and today we're talking this or that skincare. Today we're going to be doing the battle between Cosrx V6 Peptide Skin Booster Serum versus Jumiso Snail Mucin 95 Plus Peptide Facial Essence. Y'all have been asking for a comparison between these two products and I am here to deliver. If you're so ready to dive into the this or that battle, give the video a big thumbs up and let's jump right in. So let's talk about the Jumiso Snail Mucin 95 Plus Peptide Facial Essence first. So first and foremost, this is an essence that features a high concentration of snail secretion filtrate, namely 95% of it. And you know that snail is an amazing ingredient that has various benefits for the skin. It's a really amazing hydrator. It really helps to hydrate, smooth, plump, and calm the skin. It's a very healing ingredient, and so it can be very helpful for those who have sensitive skin, but also for those who suffer with acne. It's anti-inflammatory, it helps to heal those pimples up, and it can also reduce inflammation and redness. It does also have some benefits for the well-aging journey, but all around it is just an ingredient that really helps to support the health of the skin with natural amino acids, vitamins, minerals, even its own natural peptide content. Snail is a goodie, right? We all know that. So as I mentioned, first and foremost, this is containing a huge amount of snail, but they've also added in some peptides to boost the overall formulation. Let's dive into what those peptides are. Copper tripeptide 1. Now, interesting, snail secretion actually contains a natural amount of copper peptide in it. It's just naturally occurring. As I mentioned, lots of vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and peptides for the skin. Copper peptide is found in snail secretion. Of course, you're probably only getting trace amounts in it through the skincare ingredient snail secretion, right? We don't know the quality and the amount, but when it's added in addition to the snail mucin, you can see how it's a really nice complementary additional peptide. So copper tripeptide 1 helps to stimulate collagen production. It's a wound healing ingredient. It actually has like a soothing benefit for the skin as well. And it's just an all-around goodie. It's one of my favorite peptides, especially for the collagen stimulation benefit. Palmitoyl pentapeptide 4, also known as Matrixyl. This is another collagen peptide. It can help with the look of fine lines and wrinkles on the skin, and it is one of the better studied peptides out there. They've also included Matrixyl 3000, which is two peptides. It's palmitoyl tripeptide 1 and palmitoyl tetrapeptide 7. So these two peptides are like that next generation of Matrixyl. So it's similar benefits, but almost like oofed up, if you will. So it's collagen stimulating. They also help to address the look of fine lines and wrinkles, tone and texture. They can help to even out the skin tone. They can help to even out texture on the skin and just kind of all around help to improve and enhance the skin. And then they have used acetohexapeptide 8. That is that Botox peptide, that arginine. And it is a peptide that can give like a temporary but noticeable firming effect and kind of a lifted and smoothing effect to the skin. So this Jumiso essence has a pretty traditional snail texture. If you're familiar with snail essences or serums, you're going to be familiar with this gel-like texture. It's got a good amount of body to it. Very hydrating as you get this into your skin. Very replenishing. And it's that kind of hydration that doesn't just sit at the surface of your skin, but dives really deep and replenishes it deep within the epidermis and plumping it up. It feels really, really good with just like a kiss of balance at the top. It's not an oily or sticky. I think a lot of people, if you've never tried snail, you might think that it's going to be slimy or sticky. It's not. It actually absorbs really nicely into the skin, and just a little bit of that balance that kind of hugs all that beautiful plumping hydration into the skin. And again, not sticky, not greasy, not tacky at the surface. So let's talk about Cosrx V6 Peptide Skin Booster Serum. serum. Now, I do want to address the name of this product. They're calling it a skin boosting serum, and then they're marketing this as a first step serum. They are kind of suggesting that you use the product in addition to other targeted serums and ampules. It's specifically been designed to be more lightweight as a first layer and as a boosting product. So this is something that you would use to kind of amp up the benefits of other targeted, more concentrated treatments, but in and of itself, it's not going to be super concentrated. And quite honestly, this is a very complicated concept in my opinion. I think it's best to just really refer to this or relate to this as an essence type of product. I think it's a little easier to understand where it would fit in your skincare routine and kind of help to adjust your expectations of how much it can actually do for your skin, just based on the fact that it is meant to boost rather than be the sole targeted treatment in your skincare routine. So this product doesn't have snail secretion in it. They are using sodium hyaluronate and a lot of amino acids to build out the hydration in the product. They're also using niacinamide, I'm assuming for the brightening benefits, but also for the barrier supportive benefits. But as the name suggests, it is a booster product that's going to deliver 6 peptides into your skin. So let's dive into those peptides. SH polypeptide 121, also known as Humacol 21. This is a pretty new and novel peptide, but the studies do suggest, now they are limited studies, but they do suggest that this is a collagen stimulating peptide and something that can really help to boost the plumpness and firmness of skin. We do have copper tripeptide 1. So as I mentioned earlier, it's collagen stimulating peptide. It's a wound healing peptide, and overall a goodie, a very well studied peptide as well. They're also using Syn-Aki, which is considered a Botox peptide. So this has some similar benefits to acetylhexapeptide 8. This is another peptide that can give a temporary but really nice and noticeable firming and lifting effect to the skin. Oligopeptide 68 is a brightening peptide. It can help to even out the tone and the complexion of skin. Palmitoyl tripeptide 8 also goes by the trade name Nutrizin. This is a fairly novel or new peptide, but it's actually gaining a lot of popularity, and it is used a lot in skin soothing and anti-irritation formulas because it helps to reduce inflammation, redness, and irritation on the skin. And acetylhexapeptide 8, good old arginine. They've added that in here. Again, that Botox peptide, temporary but pretty noticeable effect for firming, smoothing, and lifting the skin. So the texture is a very light, runny gel texture. It doesn't have quite as much body as Jumiso, but it actually does pack a surprising amount of hydration. Again, that deep replenishing type of hydration deep into the skin. There is a little bit of a slip and a little bit of moisturization here. In the ingredients list, they have included soybean oil, so you do feel a hint of that. It's not an oily or like a really greasy type of product. They have really focused the texture on being very lightweight and thin. It really is meant to layer under other products. They've really kept that in mind with the texture. So when I say oil, don't think that it's going to be really bulky or heavy on the skin, but it does just give that kiss of that oil richness to the skin, just a kiss of moisture. It feels quite nice and balancing, honestly. A surprising amount of hydration, as I mentioned, but very, very lightweight and something that is really not sticky on the skin. It really just absorbs quite well in a really nice lightweight layer. So this or that, and I've got some feelings about this one. It's not a straightforward answer here. I think first and foremost, what I really want to get off my chest is I don't feel that both of these products are super duper uber impressive on the peptide front. Like, I just don't think that they're incredibly concentrated peptide products. And that's not a bad thing because I don't think that they're over promising anything, but I think it's so tempting to see really both of these products as like super like value jumbo sized serums. You know, you're going to save your money by investing in these because by volume, these are cheaper than serums. Cosrx is 150 milliliter and Jumiso is 140. So, you know, an average serum is between 30 or 50 milliliter. It's very tempting to look at these with their peptide claims and say, I can replace my serum with these. And you could, like, nobody's stopping you from doing that. I often use my essence as a serum, but there is a fundamental difference between the concentrations and the amount of benefits that you can receive from an essence versus a serum. And I think that that's important to remember. So as I said earlier, you know, Cosrx, while they're calling itself a serum booster, the key word there is booster. This is something that helps lift up the rest of your routine, but on its own, if it was your only like active product, you know, active meaning the peptides in this, I think you might be disappointed with it. I personally was when I tested this out. I didn't feel that I got a ton of benefits from it on its own. I think that it works well as a booster, but it's important to know this isn't a highly concentrated serum. This is an essence. Now you may be saying, yeah, Kelly, I know. But which one boosts your routine better? And so this is an interesting question, right? Because we got to look at the peptides that they're using. I do believe that Cosrx is using some more interesting peptides, and the mix, I think, delivers a more unique set of benefits than Jumiso does. And so this might be a better choice for you depending on what you're trying to achieve with the peptides in your routine. There are some collagen stimulating peptides in here. It's not a heavy focus of the 6 peptide mix that they're using. They're also looking to address signs of sensitivity and irritation on the skin, redness and inflammation, which can be particularly helpful if you do have a sensitive skin type, if you're struggling with your moisture barrier, but it can also be helpful if you do struggle with inflammatory acne as well. There's also, remember, that brightening peptide in here that can help with just the overall complexion and clarity of the skin, the evenness of your skin tone. And so I think that they are trying to target a couple of more unique skin concerns with the mix of peptides that they've used here. I think also if you're just like a peptide junkie, kind of like I am, and you're really interested in trying new things, I think that the mix that they're using here, they're using some very uncommon peptides, right? Some things that you don't see in a lot of products. So I think it was just like a really smart formulation of the peptides that they've chosen. Very, very intriguing. Now with Jumiso, looking at the peptides, just the peptides, right? It's more of a common mix of peptides. We see a lot of these peptides. I was tempted to say thrown into other products, and that's kind of how they feel in this product for me personally. The peptides feel like a nice bonus. I mean, it's right there in the name, plus peptides, right? But truly this feels more like a snail essence than it feels like a peptide essence. And I think that that is actually the biggest difference between these two products. Remember, looking at the ingredients list, Cosrx has just got some hydrators in here, some sodium hyaluronate, some niacinamide, and then the peptides, right? And Jumiso is really relying on the snail mucin, the snail secretion filtrate in here to do a lot of the work. If you've used snail in your routine, you know it can do a lot. It can really boost your overall skincare routine. It can give you a lot of benefits for your skin. I'm not knocking snail. I actually adore snail in my skincare routine. It really, really helps my skin in subtle but meaningful ways. But that's how I feel about this. I almost relate to this more as a snail mucin essence with some peptides thrown in, rather than a peptide forward essence. And I almost feel like, well, so many of you have asked for the this or that, that's why I'm doing it. I almost feel like the more compelling this or that might be between the Jumiso Snail Mucin and the Cosrx Snail Mucin Power Essence. And I think that that would be an interesting battle because those two products are so incredibly similar, not only with the amount of snail that they're using, 96 in Cosrx and 95 in Jumiso, but also I think the overall additional ingredients in here, the sodium hyaluronate that they're using, very, very similar here. Texture-wise, that similar bodied gel, but very hydrating, plumping texture with a kiss of moisture. I would say that Jumiso has a little bit more hydration. It's a little thinner in the texture. It's a little quicker to absorb into the skin, a little less moisturizing than Cosrx. So in a this or that between Cosrx Snail, if you like something a little bit more thinner, more hydrating, Jumiso would be a better choice. And then, the Cosrx one can feel quite moisturizing and quite balancing on the skin. This is just a little bit of a lighter expression of that with the addition of peptides, which is a really nice bonus, a really nice boost to the snail. So I honestly think it's a more fair and more compelling battle to think about Jumiso as an alternative to the Cosrx Snail essence, right? The peptides in here, they're nice. I think that they're compelling. The Matrixyl family, right? Matrixyl and Matrixyl 3000, copper tripeptide, acetylhexapeptide 8. I think these are really great peptides. I have used them in lots of different skincare, even in minimal amounts like they are. And we really need to acknowledge that they're minimal amounts in this product. They can actually still boost it up and give some nice results and kind of add a little something extra to a formula, but they maybe aren't going to make huge changes on your skin like maybe you're thinking peptides are going to, right? And so I just really think about this more like a snail essence with peptides thrown in than I do think about this as a peptide forward product. So I still haven't answered your question quite yet, have I? This or that? All right, so when it comes down to the peptides, it's Cosrx all the way. This is a really compelling mix of peptides. It's a great skin booster. And I did do a full video review on this back in December, and that's really where my thoughts and my opinion on this lied. I think it's a great booster. If you're really feeling like there's something missing in your routine, it's just not quite working well enough for you, and the benefits that these peptides provide, so some collagen stimulation, some firming, brightening, and some skin soothing and reducing of redness, brightening, this is going to be the product that you want to look at. I don't think Jumiso is going to provide that for you. I think from the texture alone, it's going to work for a majority of skin types because it's been designed to be used in a multi-layered skin care routine. It's been designed to work alongside of other products to really help to enhance those types of benefits. The hydration on here is so good. For being a thinner texture, it really does surprise me how good this feels on the skin. I personally feel like this is a product that if you're just starting out in your skincare routine, you haven't quite figured everything out yet, I think this will impress you. I think this will help you. I think it will show benefits on your skin. For me personally, it wasn't mind-blowing, and that's why I wanted to start this review out really kind of reminding you about how far this product can take you. But if you haven't gone that far in your routine yet and you need a boost and you are thinking peptides might be the way to go, plus you're interested in trying different peptides than the same old ones that are in every product, this or that, Cosrx B6 peptide booster. Now, if you're just somebody who loves snail, and I'm somebody who loves snail, I love to build it into my skincare routine. It makes a huge difference for me. But you like the idea of adding some extra peptides into the mix, and you're okay with it feeling like an addition, just some extra peptides sprinkled in on top of your beautiful 95% of snail, then Jumiso would be the correct choice for you. It's not a super concentrated peptide product though. As long as you know that, I think you'll be very happy with it. So I hope you enjoyed that this or that battle between two peptide products that are rising in popularity in the K-beauty world. I'm curious, what products do you want me to compare to each other next? Let me know in the comments below. Now, if this video helped you out and gave you some clarity around these products, but you haven't hit subscribe yet, please, I would be so honored if you would come join our community, especially if you love diving into ingredients, comparing products, and especially if you love K-beauty and gentle skincare, because that's what my channel is all about. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today. Thanks for making 31 episodes of This or That possible. I can't do it without you. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.